Hello, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Goofy Gang, and we're back with some more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Last time we took on the Fuzan boss fight. We finished him off. We got ourselves the Dragonfire Shield, which is a beautiful Tier 7 anti-dragon shield. Looks seems to be modeled more after the one in Old School RuneScape, which is really cool as an Old School RuneScape player. Love to see it. So now we kind of hinted at it in the last video that we were going to take on the Nightmare Crucibles next, so that's what we're doing. We've got all 4 Nightmare Crucibles are going to be taken on in this video. This one right here is the Nightmare Crucible of Humiliation, and I did go in blind to all of these. I had no idea what I was going to be kind of walking into. So, yeah, let's get into this. The Crucible of Humiliation turns out to be one of each color dragon that we have faced so far. So you've got a green dragon, a blue dragon, and a red dragon to deal with all at the same time. Which actually turned out to be a little more difficult than I initially thought it was going to be when I first saw the 3 dragons spawn in. I was like, oh, the dragons really count as bosses, bosses. Dragons count as bosses, okay? They're mini bosses, but they're still bosses. This turned out to be quite difficult. The strategy that I decided to go with here was basically to just use air magic and keep them at a distance while there was 3 of them. Target one dragon, pick them off. So I chose to target the red dragon first and try to kill him, get him dead, and then once I had him down to just 1 dragon left, I could switch into melee and run in and get that quick kill. But I wanted to keep them at a distance while there was multiple dragons because they could easily stack you out and you could end up just dead. And with the red dragon down, that just leaves 2. And now with only one dragon left, we can close in with our sword, finish this off with a nice quick melee kill. Easy kill? What's a measy kill? A nice quick melee kill. And there you have it. That is the first Nightmare Crucible, the Crucible of Humiliation, complete. And we go to claim our reward from the reward pedestal. And it turns out what we're getting from this place is just Ascension cores. I was kind of under the impression we were going to get like a bunch of resources here for repeating it, but it turns out we get Ascension cores. These are not currently usable. I got a nice little 360 on the magic carpet there. I had to show that off. I love doing tricks on that thing. But yes, the Ascension cores are not currently usable. They should be coming in an update in the next couple weeks here, I assume. It should be coming pretty quickly, definitely before the Wilderness. But essentially what we're going to be able to do with those Ascension cores is we're going to use them to upgrade our masterwork weapons, so that like we can take things like the Saradomin staff, the Necromancer's staff, the Abyssal whip. We can upgrade those to higher tiers, so that we can actually use our cool weapons again, which is awesome, because seriously, Jagex, making the Abyssal whip a tier 3 weapon was criminal. I understand you just wanted to get some RuneScape references in there, but I really think you jumped the gun on the Abyssal whip. That should have been placed much farther. The Abyssal whip should have been either in like Umbral Sands or the Scorn Wilderness. It should not have been a tier 3 weapon. So it's cool that we'll be able to upgrade that. What you're seeing now is the Nightmare Crucible of Betrayal. Speaking of the Abyssal Demon, we've got a tier 7 Abyssal Demon and a tier 7 Black Knight Titan to deal with. The Black Knight Titan was the boss from the oh god, what was the name of the place? The Durden Reach, the Zami place with all the castles and stuff. That was the boss you had to kill at the end of it. Instead of it being another Dragon General, they switched it up and gave us the Black Knight Titan. So yeah, here you go, the Nightmare Crucible of Betrayal. Again, just kind of trying to keep them at a distance while there's multiple of them, and then I can close the gap in with melee once I only have one to deal with. That's kind of been my strategy for these Nightmare Crucibles, especially going in blind. You know, I really wasn't sure what to expect. But yeah, enjoy. And that is the Abyssal Demon taken care of. So with that done, it's pretty much a free shot to the end here. Just got to get this Black Knight Titan dealt with, which, you know, we killed his little brother before in the last region, so we're not really too worried about the Black Knight Titan. We can handle this guy. At this point here, you can see I got a little impatient and I kind of just brute forced him. He was close enough to the end. I knew he wasn't going to stack me out. I know what kind of damage this guy could deal. He wasn't going to hit me for my full health bar, so I just kind of went in and just went ham, finished him off. Barely dodged, barely blocked, you know, just finished this guy. And there we go, hit him in the ankles, and that is another Nightmare Crucible completed. So we're on the way to the next Crucible here, and we found a toxic skill. How do you even say that? A toxic skill out here in the open. I had never seen one of these guys in the wild. I actually was under the impression that you could only fight the toxic skill inside the fire cave. So this was a cool little find. Unfortunately, things don't always go how you plan them to go in this game. And yeah, that's one way to die. So after falling to our death, we decided to go for what was going to be the last Crucible we did instead of the third one, and we head on over here to the Nightmare Crucible of Helplessness. So here we've got a couple Geru Thanes, and we have a green dragon to deal with in the Nightmare Crucible of Helplessness. Honestly, probably the easiest Crucible of the four. They must call it the Crucible of Helplessness because these guys are just helpless to defeat us, really. That's why it's called that. Now that being said, don't get cocky, because yeah, I just about got stacked out right there. It is possible for them to kill you, obviously. These aren't the tier 3 or tier 4 Geru Thanes that we're used to fighting. These guys are tier 7. They do pack a punch. So just don't let them both hit you at the same time. And one down. Just gotta break that block. And 2 down. All that's left now is the green dragon, so at this point, this is pretty free. And there you have it, 3 out of 4 Nightmare Crucibles completed. And here we came back for some revenge against the Tox skill. It does seem that this guy's kind of like the guardian of the entrance to that last Nightmare Crucible. I'm sure you could just like run past him and zoop down the hole there. But here at this channel, here at Goofy Gang, we don't do that. We don't run away from the mobs. We kill the mobs. We earn our place in Ashen Fall. Okay, and with that, the talk skill is dead, so we can find a way down this cavern and get ready to enter the final Nightmare Crucible. So this final Nightmare Crucible is called the Crucible of the Hounded. And here we will be taking on 2 Zogres, both tier 7. So realistically, these guys are capable of doing high damage, but they're pretty slow and they're pretty stupid. So as long as you play this smart, you don't rush in, you use your big boy brain and you strategize a little bit, you shouldn't have any problems taking out this Crucible. can kind of see here I had the bright idea to switch to fire magic, because I feel like fire magic would be better for this Crucible. You get them with the AoE and the burn damage, but I wasn't quite able to switch over to the fire runes before it gets smacked, so I kind of just said, screw it, whatever, we're fine with the air magic, we're not going to die. I just think the fire magic is still quicker, that's all. A couple close calls there, but one of the Zogres is down, which now means that this is pretty free. It's just one Zogre. We've killed many Zogres before. Nothing we can't handle. But, you know, don't get cocky, because he can still hurt. See, this is what I mean when I say Zogres are stupid. Look at him. I'm not over there, buddy. And with that final strike, we have done it. All 4 Nightmare Crucibles completed. All 4 on the first try. All 4 blind. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time.